Welcome back, coin collectors and history fans. In today's video, we'll be exploring the story behind the 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar, a coin that continues to capture the interest of numismatists across the world. Even though it may seem like just another clad half dollar at first glance, the 1973 issue has its own fascinating background, unique details, and a special place in the history of U.S. coinage. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963. It immediately replaced the Franklin half dollar, and the design has remained in use for decades. By 1973, the coin had already become an established part of American pocket change, but it was also beginning to transition from everyday circulation to more of a collector's piece. The obverse design, created by Gilroy Roberts, features a left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy. Above his head is the inscription Liberty, while beneath the chin and across the neck appears the motto, In God We Trust. At the bottom, we find the date 1973, and just to the left of Kennedy's neck is the D mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, we see the powerful image of the presidential seal. A heraldic eagle spreads its wings wide, holding a bundle of arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, symbols of military readiness and peace. Encircling the eagle are 50 stars, and around the border of the coin are the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar. The 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar was struck in copper-nickel clad, a metal composition that had been standard since 1971. The coin consists of an inner core of pure copper and outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gave the coin durability for circulation while reducing production costs compared to the silver issues of the 1960s. Each coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge. Its large size compared to other U.S. circulating coins makes it particularly eye-catching, and for many collectors, the Kennedy half dollar is one of the most satisfying coins to hold because of its heft and detailed design. Now, here's an important point about the 1973 half dollars. Unlike many other years, the 1973 Kennedy half dollars were not released for general circulation. Instead, they were struck only for inclusion in mint sets and proof sets sold to collectors. This means that most surviving examples are in higher quality, since they were never widely used in everyday commerce. At the Denver Mint, a total of about 83.5 million 1973 D half dollars were struck. While this is a fairly high number, the fact that they were not released into circulation makes them a little less common to find in your change. Most 1973 D half dollars today come from old mint sets that collectors purchased directly from the U.S. Mint. Because these coins weren't circulated, the typical 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar is found in uncirculated condition. That's great news for collectors, as it means you can often find well-preserved examples with sharp details, brilliant luster, and minimal marks. However, coins in poor condition may have been mishandled or stored improperly, reducing their eye appeal and value. From a value standpoint, a 1973 D half dollar in average uncirculated condition is worth only a small premium over face value, usually around $1 to $3. However, coins in higher grades, such as MS-65 or better, can be worth significantly more, sometimes selling for $20 or higher, depending on the quality of the strike and overall appearance. The real treasures, however, are coins graded in the top levels of preservation. A 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar in MS-67 or MS-68 condition is very rare and can command hundreds of dollars at auction. These examples typically come from carefully preserved mint sets that were stored under ideal conditions. Error coins also add an exciting layer of interest. While no major famous double-die varieties are associated with the 1973 D, collectors always look out for striking errors, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws. These types of errors can make a common coin into a much more valuable collectible. The 1973 D also represents an important time in U.S. coin history. The half dollar was slowly disappearing from everyday use in the 1970s, as Americans increasingly favored smaller denominations for daily transactions. The fact that the 1973 half dollars were held back from circulation is proof of the mint recognizing this trend. For collectors building a complete Kennedy half dollar collection, the 1973 D is an essential piece. It may not be rare, but because of its limited distribution, it stands out as a coin that you won't typically find in change. Completing a date and mint mark set means adding the 1973 D alongside its Philadelphia and San Francisco counterparts. The Kennedy half dollar remains a symbol of modern American numismatics, and the 1973 D is a great example of the series during its copper-nickel-clad era. While not made of silver, it's still a large, attractive coin with a design that continues to honor one of the most beloved U.S. presidents. So, to wrap things up, the 1973 D Kennedy half dollar may not be the rarest or most valuable coin in your collection, but it carries a fascinating story. From its restricted release to its collector-only availability, it highlights a moment in U.S. coinage history when the half dollar was shifting away from circulation and into the realm of collectibles. Whether you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition or just a worn example that's been handled over the years, it's a coin that belongs in any serious Kennedy half dollar collection.